Uh-oh. I did it wrong. Hold on, guys. Here's the intro.
Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Ron.
Well, Ron is here, just messing it up every step of the way. Thank you for joining me for some more SPTV, where every day's a great day not to be in a cult, and every day is a bad day to be the tiny little leader of Scientology, David Miscavige, and his army of minions who are dedicated to just desperately doing anything that they can to push back against this phenomenon of streamers and YouTubers and TikTokers and just online people in general, doing their best to expose the abusive policies and practices of Scientology and to show the world there's really not a whole lot to be afraid of here. It does seem that this international multi-billion dollar human trafficking cult seems to be a little bit more afraid of all of us, of you, than we are of them. Okay, so what the heck am I talking about? Guys, the Squirrel Squad was out in force last night at a Scientology event at one of the Scientology organizations in the Valley on Burbank Boulevard. And at this event, Scientology was blasting one of their in-house songs. It's called Flag Is Here. And if you're a Scientologist, former Scientologist, who's ever been to Clearwater, Florida, the Flagland base, you have heard this song over and over and over again. Now, guys, I had no idea that this song was copyrighted, or that the Scientology tried to enforce copyrights on their songs, that all they do is play them inside their buildings. Like, they don't, you can't, like, they don't even sell. I guess sometimes they sell these songs to members, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Scientology has decided that the best way to take care of these streamers is to blast copyrighted music within their vicinity when they are live streaming, and then to file copyright claims against their channels. Scientology also realized, hey, it's not good enough for us to blast other people's copyrighted music. We have to blast our own copyrighted music, because then we can demand that the videos that have our music in them be taken down. And if we do this enough times on these channels, YouTube will automatically delete the channels. Okay, so let me give you a little bit more info as to what's going on here. And before I do, a little bit of a housekeeping item. Guys, I have created a second channel called Growing Up in Scientology Clips. This is the channel. You might want to run over there and subscribe to that channel. You guys know that a lot of my videos are 60 minutes, 90 minutes. Sometimes I even did a video with Natalie Webster that's 4 hours long. I know a lot of you guys out there don't want to watch videos that long. You want to see clips, but I don't want to inundate this channel with clips when I already inundate this channel with long videos. So I'm going to put all my clips and my short videos over on the other channel. Okay, that's just a housekeeping item. Okay, moving on to the actual agenda item here. The 3 members of the Squirrel Squad that I'm talking about in this video is Confident Chris. We have Chris Without a Hellcat. And we have Jessica Palmadessa. Let's see. The next one is, okay, so the 3 of them are the ones who were at this event last night, who I already know for sure Scientology filed 1 or more copyright takedown notices against their content. And I'm going to explain to you what that means. And I'm going to explain to you what anyone who encounters this problem can do about it. And I'm going to explain to you what I hope all you guys, how all of you guys will be able to help with this moving forward. Okay, so first, let me show you one stream that was not taken down from last night. This is Laura FM. She was out there with the squad as well. I'm just showing you a little bit of the footage of this. By the way, this is a part of the stream last night where the squad and some other former Scientologists like Laura and Serge were out there. And they were talking to the LAPD. There was an incredible number of LAPD doing off-duty security for Scientology last night. And they had a pretty detailed discussion with the LAPD as to how exactly they get paid. It was fascinating stuff, guys. They're out there making overtime. But the LAPD is the one who pays the officers, and then Scientology reimburses the LAPD. So it's funny, it sort of sidesteps Scientology putting money directly into the officer's pocket. But in reality, that is what's happening. Scientology is putting money, overtime dollars, directly into the pockets of these officers. I just thought that was absolutely fascinating. Okay. Let me show you one of these takedown notices. This is for the one with Chris without a Hellcat. We received a copyright removal request for your video based on the applicable copyright law. We removed your video from YouTube. Gives the name of the video, gives the link. The name of the song is Flag Is Here. It gives the timestamps that the music was detected in the video. It says that the request for removal was received by the Church of Scientology International from Kendrick Moxon's law firm. Kendrick Moxon is an OT8 Scientologist. He's an attorney. His firm is basically a captive firm for the Church of Scientology International. Look at the bottom here. It says you have now received one copyright strike. If you get multiple copyright strikes, we'll have to terminate your channel. To prevent that from happening, please don't upload videos containing copyrighted content that you are not allowed to use. Okay, I'm going to show you a similar notice that was received by Confident Chris. Again, exact same thing. Okay, so let me give you guys some details about this stuff and what this means. See, here's what's interesting. Obviously, YouTube does not want channels intentionally uploading material that is copyrighted. That just makes sense. What is a total violation and abuse of this system is to go to people who are live streaming, intentionally blast your own copyrighted material somewhere in their vicinity that has nothing to do with the person who's doing the streaming, and then claim that they are using your copyrighted material. I promise you, this strategy is not going to work. But if you're a relatively new YouTuber and you get stuff like this, it freaks you out. It scares the heck out of you because you don't want your channel deleted. Now, if a channel legitimately accumulates 3 of these copyright strikes within a 90-day period, channel automatically gets deleted. These copyright strikes can be appealed. And I've already told Jessica and Chris how to do that, and that they have a 100% chance of succeeding with the appeal, because I myself have gone through this process many, many times. Here's how this process works. When YouTube receives a takedown notice like this, they do not immediately try to ascertain whether it is like a correct and valid notice. All they're doing is ascertaining that it's a real request coming from a real person. Their policy is to instantly take down the video. Then they tell you that they've done that. Then they give you an opportunity to basically appeal. You submit your appeal to YouTube. The appeal is almost always based on fair use. Once YouTube looks at your appeal and they go, okay, the appeal at least makes sense, it's not total BS, they forward your appeal onto the party that complained. Now, we guys all know Scientology's not over there being like, well, if they send us a really good explanation, we'll remove the strike. No. They send your appeal to the person who complained. And then YouTube tells the complaining party, okay, you filed your request. We took the video down in the meantime. They are challenging it. Here's their challenge. YouTube would now tell Scientology, you now have 10 days to prove to us that you are taking legal action, legal recourse to protect your copyright and follow up on your copyright claim. In other words, you have 10 days to prove to us that you are actually suing these people for infringing upon your copyright. And after 10 days, if you have not provided us evidence that you are moving forward with an actual lawsuit to protect your copyright claim, we will automatically restore the video that we have already taken down. I myself have gone through this process many times. I even went through it with Hulk Hogan. I've won every single time. Okay. Now, you might go, oh my God, no one wants to get into a lawsuit with Scientology. I have told the Squirrel Squad, if Scientology was dumb enough to actually move forward with a lawsuit against one or any of you for this type of thing, it would be the absolute greatest thing that could ever happen to you. Because I personally would do videos exposing their abuse of this system and their harassment and their fair game policies every single day. I would promote the hell out of your channels every single day. You guys would gain tens of thousands of subscribers, and we would raise tens of thousands of dollars for your legal defense. And it would be the absolute worst thing Scientology could ever do. Now, I do not believe for a second that Scientology has started down this path because they intend to follow up with actual lawsuits. I think Scientology thinks that they can try to strong arm 3 copyright strikes against each one of these channels within a 90-day period to try to get the channels automatically taken down, knowing full well that eventually it would all get resolved. Scientology doesn't care about what happens eventually. They're usually thinking short term. I truly believe that is what Scientology is doing. They're like, we can shove 3 copyright strikes, 3 copyright violations on each one of these channels in 90 days, and at least temporarily get these channels taken down and remove their incentive to keep showing up to our properties. That's genuinely what I believe is going on here, which is why I just want to, one more time, show you guys these 3 channels, encourage you to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. We got Confident Chris, we have Chris Without a Hellcat, and we have Jessica Palmadessa. Please go subscribe to those channels. Check out their live streams each night. And the other thing I wanted to explain is that there's 2 types of ways a channel can get dinged for copyright. And this is why it's so crazy that Scientology is trying to do what they're doing right now over some music. It's very common when you're out live streaming in the world to walk by a store or a car that's playing copyrighted music. This is like the most common thing in the world. What will happen is once your live stream is over and you check the back office of your YouTube studio, YouTube will automatically tell you the exact timestamps of where it detected copyrighted music, and it will give you the exact title of the copyrighted song. And it does not strike your channel. It does not automatically remove a video, and it just tells you we've detected copyrighted content in this video, and you have 3 options. One, you can just do nothing and your video will stay up. It's fully visible, it's fully playable, but the video will not be monetized. That's one option. So I guess there's 4 options. Or you can press this button and it will mute the video during the segments where we have detected the copyrighted music. Or you can press this button and we will just clip out the portions of your video where the copyrighted music is detected. Or the third option is you can select this, you can press this button and you can select from these hundreds of different songs that for free. YouTube just has a giant library of free music. You can select any one of these other soundtracks and we will replace the copyrighted music that we've detected with one of these authorized songs. Do you see? So there's like 4 different options that is available to a channel when copyrighted music is detected. What Scientology is doing is so egregious. They're saying none of that is acceptable. We are demanding that these videos be removed from the platform, and we are officially, this person has intentionally used our copyrighted content, and this is basically a channel that just uses other people's copyrighted content. Do you see how dishonest of an approach this is from Scientology? I got to tell you, YouTube does not look kindly upon people abusing their copyright system. This is a path Scientology does not want to go down. Now, they've gone down this path because they're so freaking desperate to figure out what to do to get rid of the Squirrel Squad that they do short-sighted things like this that not only will not work, but will backfire in the extreme. This is the power of the platform, guys. This is the power of the YouTube platform. Everything Scientology tries to do, we use the platform to Uno reverse card it right back on them and use it for our gain, which is why, once again, I just love taking the opportunity to do a video about the stuff that Scientology is trying to do to take out the Squirrel Squad, and to tell you guys, once again, please go subscribe to Confident Chris. Go subscribe to Chris Without a Hellcat. Go subscribe to Jessica Palmadessa. These are the guys Scientology is absolutely terrified of right now. Now, of course, you've got Serge Del Mar out there every night with these guys. You've got Laura FM out there every night with these guys. You've got LA Cam. You've got LA Audit. You've got Easy Quick. There's a whole bunch of guys. I can't highlight I can't highlight everyone in every video. I'm just doing what I can. So let's see. I know there was something else I wanted to say about this strategy. Oh, it's just funny because Because once the Squirrel Squad members succeed in defeating this effort by Scientology to get their channels nuked with copyright claims, now what are they going to be able to do? They're going to be able to celebrate that they have defeated Scientology in a battle that Scientology picked for no good reason, out of desperation. Scientology is just giving them and all of us all the ammunition that they need and we need to keep making them look foolish and foolish and more foolish. And I'm just loving every single minute of it. Now, again, for new channels, when you get strikes like this, it is scary. The idea of having your channel just deleted without any recourse is scary. Scientology has succeeded in getting TikTok to delete some accounts. Jessica Palmodessa had 1.1 million followers on her primary TikTok account. I think she had about 500,000 followers on her backup TikTok account. I don't know how many followers William Good, Streets LA, Scientology Audit, had on his TikTok account. Somehow Scientology was able to get those 3 channels deleted overnight simultaneously. I saw a stream that Jessica did yesterday where she said between those 2 TikTok accounts, she had about $25,000 of pending payments that she had not yet received from TikTok on those accounts. Now, I don't know the TikTok's terms and conditions. I'm guessing that money gets paid out no matter what, even if an account gets suspended. I'm also guessing that those accounts will be restored. But to the best of my knowledge, they have not been restored. Now, thankfully, it's much harder to get a YouTube channel banned than it is TikTok, because TikTok is specifically, my understanding is it is specifically for a younger audience. And so it's easy to censor accounts. YouTube is not primarily for a younger audience. It's just not as easy to get accounts censored. But as you can see, it is not stopping Scientology from trying. And guys, if Scientology has anything, they have all the time in the world to come up with strategies on how to take these guys out. And even with all that time, and you might say all the money in the world to figure it out, this is the best they can resort to. It is pathetic. It is not going to work. But every time they try, it does give us something to talk about, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. Is there anything else about this I wanted to say? Oh, I guess I should say that I forget whose channel it was, whether it was Confident Chris or Chris Without a Hellcat. Because at the event, they actually ended their stream and started a second stream, Scientology was able to get 2 copyright strikes against one of these channels on the same night. One more copyright strike, and the YouTube algorithm automatically deletes the channel, at least for the time being. Now, when you've got these appeal processes going, you know, there's sort of an exception made. As long as you have an appeal pending, my understanding is that it does not count as an active strike against your channel. Hopefully I'm right about that. But God forbid Scientology is able to abuse this system enough that they get one of these channels nuked for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I will say this, if any of these channels gets nuked, whether it's Confident Chris, Chris Without a Hellcat, or Jessica Palmodessa, they're just going to start another channel, and we're going to promote the hell out of that channel, get it monetized overnight. And then when the other channel comes back, now there's 2 channels. Scientology can't win this war, guys. They cannot win this war. Scientology versus the internet wins every single time. Scientology's already lost the war. They just haven't found out about it yet. Never a dull moment. Okay, Matt Bond says, no one attacks the squirrels. Us AD4K people are protective of our squirrels. Whew, I don't know what that means. We are beyond high def. AD4K. Whew. Yeah, I don't get that one, but thank you, Matt. Joe Cooter. The takedown notice, counter notice thing is not unique to YouTube. That's based on the actual law of the DMCA. The only YouTube specific part is the 3-strike rule. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Guys, I said I was going to take it easy today, and that is what I have done, and that is what I'm going to do. So this is the only video from me for today. Thank you for hanging out with me this evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, oh, Yankee, my love. then you could click right inside here. If you have 6 squares or not, 6 squares